Is this microphone even on? Well, hello. It has been a hot minute since I have talked to you, or rather posted a video for you. So, hi. I really have no idea what I want to say in this video. I don't have it planned out, which is weird for me because I am a planner, but we're just gonna kind of go with the flow. I have a lot of stuff I want to say and talk about, and I've gained quite a few new subscribers, which is really exciting. So hello, welcome. So I kind of just want to sit down and chill. I'm in my car right now, as you can see. My car has kind of become like my safe space, just so I have a little bit of privacy, so that is why I'm here. But today is Saturday, January 2nd, so Happy New Year. I'm not really sure when I'm going to be posting this, but Happy New Year, welcome to 2021. Hopefully this year has some better things in store for us than 2020. That is what I am hoping for. I encourage you to set your goals and manifest that shit so you can have the best possible year of your life. I learned after last year that I'm not going to be setting my expectations so high, so I'm really kind of just seeing where this year takes me. It's going to be an interesting year. There's going to be a lot of changes happening in my life, and I'm sure in your lives as well. But I kind of want to talk about 2020. I know everyone is so over 2020, and so am I, but I didn't get a chance to write a post for my website like I wanted to, talking about 2020, what I went through, everything, just from the beginning. So I want to do that really quickly. Well, I don't know about quickly, but grab some popcorn and let's sit down and just chat. 2020 was quite a year, as I'm sure we all know. I don't think anyone could have ever predicted at the beginning of 2020 that it was going to be that crazy of a year. I mean, there's just so many things that happened. I never thought I would live through a worldwide pandemic, but here we are almost a year later. Actually, I think it has been a year. Pretty sure it's been a year since COVID's been around. But it's just never something I thought I would have to go through, and I never thought it would last this long. Does anyone remember at the beginning when they said it would take, 2 weeks to slow the spread or something? Well, obviously that didn't happen, and here we are a year later. But I remember hearing about COVID back in December of last year, and I just thought it was kind of weird. You know, it's just a sickness, kind of like the flu. You get over it. It's not that contagious. It's kind of whatever. And then everyone started getting it, and it finally made its way to the US, and my condolences to anyone who has lost any friends or family members to the virus. I'm not here to start any political debates, but I just don't see how people can still say that it isn't that serious of an issue when it's literally taken millions of people's lives and has has changed everyone's lives in some way. Even if you have never had the virus or don't know anyone who has, I'm sure you've still been affected by it. A lot of people, including myself, have had troubles with their jobs, not losing their jobs, having to step back to protect the people who have underlying conditions and things like that. And it's just something that we've all had to deal with, and it's affected us all in different ways. And I'm not here to say that the way it affected me is any more important or painful than how it's affected everyone else, because I'm sure everyone's experienced, sadness and disappointment this year. I think my first big disappointment of 2020 was spring break. I was supposed to go to Florida for the week of spring break, which also was the week of my birthday, so I was very excited. This was back in March, so right when everything first happened, but I was supposed to fly to Florida, go there for spring break, and that didn't end up happening because that was when things were starting to get a little bit worse, and we just decided it was in our best interest not to go to Florida. And so we stayed home, and that was okay. I'm not like super upset about it or anything, because obviously there's still lots more time to go on vacations, and I've already been to Florida plenty of times, so that wasn't a huge deal to me to miss out on that, but it was still just disappointing, you know. And at the time I was in a relationship. I had just met this guy, we had just started talking. It wasn't that serious at the time. Like, we had literally just met and had started hanging out before COVID, and when quarantine started, I had to seriously start quarantining, so I wasn't really able to go out and see people for a while, which was really, it made things really hard because I was lonely and bored a lot of the time. I didn't really have much going on, so it kind of sucked not being able to see my friends, see my boyfriend, things like that. But anyway, so this guy and I had started talking, and it was going really well at first. I mean, it didn't really get that serious or anything, and when quarantine started, we were just like texting and talking a lot of the time, and then like as quarantine went on, like a few months into it, things just got I don't know, they were just different. Like, I wouldn't hear anything back from him, and it would take him like days to respond to a text message, which we are in 2021. If you are taking longer than 24 hours to respond to a text, then that is your fault, because we live in the age of smartphones. It literally takes me 30 seconds to pull out my phone and type out a message to someone, and then it's done. Like, if you are still waiting days for people to respond, then they don't want to talk to you, and that's that. But anyway, so I would just be waiting a really long time to get a response from my boyfriend, and you would think that like we would FaceTime or talk on the phone or just something to, you know, stay in touch and keep things going, but we never did that. He never called me, never FaceTimed me, never did any of that. It was just like silence for days. And I honestly don't even know why I let it go on for so long, because I knew that things were getting different, and it was just really weird, and I had a lot of anxiety about it, because when you just have a relationship over text, there's no way to know how the other person is feeling behind the messages. Like, it's just difficult. I don't prefer texting as my first method of communication. I always like to call people, or better yet, talk to them in person. That's just the way I am. But anyway, I would think about it all the time. I would think, what is wrong with me? What am I doing wrong? How can I make it better without seeming like I'm clingy or something? Because I didn't want to come off that way, and I just let it go on for so long. And I remember this was like one of the biggest contributors to when my COVID depression started. I was just having like all these thoughts about my relationship and why it was like that. And I told several of my friends about it, and they all told me, you know, like, this isn't right. He shouldn't be doing this to you. You should be talking more, and I definitely wasn't expecting to talk every day because clearly there was nothing to even talk about during COVID. Like, there just wasn't anything going on, so I didn't expect to talk like every day, but it just went on like that for a long time, and then he finally broke up with me. I think this was like June. Yeah, it was June when we broke up, and honestly, like, I went through the motions of a breakup like anyone does. I went through the sadness, the anger, the just everything, and I'd say it took me a good month or two to fully get over that, and honestly, looking back, I'm glad I got out of that, and I'm glad it's over. The other thing that happened to me in 2020 was my job situation. If you listen to my podcast at all, I've talked about this once. I have an episode which I will leave down below that kind of goes more into detail about these things, but I had started a new job back in November of 2019, and I had only been working there for a couple months when COVID started. I worked at an insurance agent's office where I basically was just a receptionist. I answered the phone, I took people's payments. Like, there wasn't much to it, and I was supposed to be getting my license so that I would be able to start selling insurance policies, and I was going to make a lot more money, which I was very excited about. So that's why I had decided to work there. And when March hit, I had to start quarantining, obviously. So my boss told me that he would be able to get me set up to work from home so I could still do my job, get paid, and keep doing it and keep working, which is what I wanted to do. So I waited. I didn't hear anything from him. He called me after like a month and said he was still working on getting things set up, which I said was fine because I understand, like, everyone's lives were getting flipped upside down. So I understood that, he was busy and whatnot. So I waited some more and didn't really hear anything after that. And he was also supposed to get me scheduled to take a test to get my license, which never ended up happening. And finally, after maybe 4 or 5 months, I went in and I officially told him that I was quitting. I did it mostly for myself because I don't think that I deserve to be treated that way, and I deserved an explanation as to what was going on, and he made a lot of promises to me that he didn't keep. And he promised me, that I was going to get this test done, I was going to get a raise, and that never ended up happening. So I decided for myself it was best just to quit my job. So that's what I did. I quit my job, and luckily I had my summer internship, so I was kind of working and making a little bit of money over the summer, which was really nice. That was probably one of the upsides of 2020 was my internship. I got to work with 2 other amazing girls, and it was just a really good experience. I really liked that internship a lot, and it really helped cheer me up a little bit just because, 2020 was a very sad year, so I am very fortunate to have had that opportunity. But back to my job. So I quit my job in August, I think. It was right before school started. So that was the end of that. I am honestly very happy that I did quit, and I'm very happy that I took myself into consideration, and I knew that working there wasn't good for me, and waiting to hear from someone. Like, the same thing with my relationship. Like, you shouldn't have to wait that long for someone to communicate with you. If someone really cares about you, they will talk to you and they will make an effort, and clearly these people just didn't. So I'm glad I left all of that in 2020. I think the next thing that I should probably talk about is school. So I've gotten a lot of questions about whether my school is online or in person, or how it's going. So my school decided to go fully online again for the whole year, which means the fall semester and the spring semester. So I started out my fall semester in August, and honestly at first it wasn't terrible. I had my routines and I tried to do as much as I could to just stay on track with everything, and I was doing really well in school, so it honestly wasn't that bad. I did have a few teachers this year that were a little hard on me, and just hard classes in general, so I'd say the fall semester was probably my hardest semester of school yet. It was just a lot. I was taking a math class, a science class, I took microeconomics, which was a hard class, and then international business and philosophy. So I had a lot on my plate, and I managed to get through the semester. Luckily, I passed all my classes. I ended up with pretty good grades, better than I thought I was going to do, so I'm very happy with that. But it was just a long semester, and I'm very happy that it's over, and I'm on winter break now until the 17th or the 18th, I believe, of January. So I will be starting my spring semester in a few weeks, and then after my spring semester I will have my associate's degree, which I am so excited about. It means I'm done with my community college. I'm on to bigger and better things, and I'm just so excited to be done with this school, which I will be making a whole nother video on that. But that's kind of how school has been going. So now for probably one of the bigger parts to this video. I'm sure you noticed I haven't been posting YouTube videos. I haven't done a podcast episode in a few months, and there is a very big reason for that. So back in October, I moved to Ohio, and that is where I am currently. So a very long story, which I'm not going to go all the way into detail, but I met my boyfriend back in October, and he lives an hour and a half away from me. So seeing each other was very difficult, especially with COVID. We barely got to see each other at all. It was very difficult, and we both just decided it would be best for me to come and stay here for a while. So that is where I am at now. I've been here for two months now, and it's honestly been the best decision I've ever made in my life. Like, for those who know me in real life, you know how hard 2020 was, and I was going through a lot of depression, and just my mental health was not good at all. I literally could not get out of bed some days because it just felt like every day was the same day over and over again, and I had absolutely nothing to look forward to, nothing to fill my time with, and it really got to me by like September and October. My mental health was so bad that I had a lot of suicidal thoughts, and I remember one day I literally took 2 bottles of pills. I mean, just regular painkillers, and I looked at them and I thought, I wonder how many I would have to take for everything to just be over. So one day I took as many as I could, and then I took a bunch of melatonin to put myself to sleep, and I just laid on the floor. And I remember I wasn't really trying to kill myself, but I was kind of hoping in a way, if that makes sense. And luckily I didn't succeed, obviously, because I'm here now, and looking back, I'm glad I didn't do anything else further to hurt myself. And I am so blessed to have the life that I have now, and I want to say to anyone who is or has ever considered suicide that it is not the end. It's not going to make your problems go away. It's not going to make everything better. You're literally just hurting the people around you, and you have so much life to live, and things are going to get better eventually. Your saving grace will come at a time that you will never even expect it. So, please, please don't ever hurt yourself or think those thoughts, because you are loved, you have a life, and you just have so much more to live for, and things will get better. Pain doesn't last forever, I can promise you that. But for me, I am happy that I didn't go through with that, and that I decided to give life another chance, because literally right after that, I came here with my boyfriend, and I've had the best life. Like, I never thought I would be this happy, and I wake up every day and I'm excited that it's a new day and that I get to do things that I love and just live my life the way I want to live it, and I don't have anyone to hold me back from doing the things that I want to do and living the life I want to have. Like, I just didn't even think it was possible, honestly. Like, I thought I was going to be stuck for whoever knows how long. But I came here and I just felt instantly happier. I feel like a burden has just been lifted off my shoulders, and I'm finally free to do what I want and live the life I've always wanted. Like, I didn't think this was going to happen for years. And I just love being in charge of my life and making decisions for myself. And I always knew that I was meant to be out on my own, and I knew that I could do it. So I wasn't really worried about that, but I'm just surprised at how happy I feel, and it's honestly been amazing. Plus, I'm right in the city, which is not something that I'm used to. I came from a very small town, so living in the city has been a huge change for me, a change in good ways and bad ways, but mostly good ways, because there's so many opportunities here. I have a part-time job now, and honestly, it's been one of the best jobs I've ever had, which is crazy. I literally went from a toxic relationship and a shitty job to having an amazing relationship and an amazing job. So trust me, if you think things won't get better, they will. This is proof. I'm literally telling you this from my own life. It will change and it will get better, and you will appreciate every moment in life, which is how I feel right now. I wake up grateful for every single day that I'm given and every new chance that I have to make my life better, because it honestly has, like, looking back from how I was last year compared to how I am now, I've just changed in so many ways for the better. Like, I feel like I, as a person, am constantly evolving into the kind of person that I want to be, and just building my character more. So I cannot wait to see what this year holds. I'm very excited to kind of start over. I mean, when I was younger, I literally would always think about, what if I could just move to a different city and start a new life where no one knows me, no one knows my past, no one knows anything about me. And that's exactly what I did, and I promise you, it is the best decision you will ever make. If you want to start over, then do it. Stop letting the little things in life hold you back, because you will miss out on so much. And I'm so excited to see what 2021 has to bring. Like I said, there's going to be so many changes. I'm going to have an actual college degree. I'm going to be moving again somewhere. I don't really know. I still don't really have my own place, and I'm not sure where I'm going to school next year. And honestly, like, I'm okay with that. I just really want to see where this year takes me and just see what happens. So that's kind of where I'm at now, but I think that is all I have to say. I've been talking for 31 minutes now, so we'll see how long this video ends up being, but thank you so much for watching this. If you liked it, please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and comment down below. I'd be interested to hear, what are your goals for the new year? What do you hope to accomplish? What do you hope to be? And just let me know what you want this year to be. Remember, you have the power to make your life whatever you want. You just have to do it. Also, make sure you're following me on all my social medias. My Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook are all linked in the description box if you would like to connect with me there. And I will see you in my next video.
I like me better when I'm with